Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. We have got another Monster High Gen 3 doll to unbox today, and this time it's going to be Draculaura. So cute. I donned my little elf ears in honor of her having like pointier elf ears, and I never realized until I put these on how red my actual ears are. So like, if you could kindly just ignore that, that would be great. But the actual point of the video, Draculaura, oh my god. So cute. She's definitely one of my favorite redesigns for Gen 3. I've always been a Draculaura fan, so like, it doesn't take much. But I think that her outfit looks really cute. I feel like it feels very Draculaura-esque. I said all this in like my general Monster High Gen 3 opinion video, but I have been so excited for her. I feel so lucky to have found her. And yeah, I just like basically all the things that I said in the Clear review about being so beyond excited for her. Again, same thing here with Draculaura. She also has her little informational blurb at the bottom here. So she is a fantastic vampire. Her monster must-haves are SPF 500 and cherry juice, and then her pet is Count Fabulous. So unlike Cleo, she did not get a new pet for this generation, which like, I think Count Fabulous is like maybe one of the favorite pets along with Neptuna, so that kind of makes sense to me why they would keep the original. But yeah, that is Draculaura in box. Again, can hardly wait. Too excited to like be coherent in this review probably. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox her off screen really quick so we can actually look at her and all of her goodies. And I'm just so excited. I will see you guys in a second. All right, and here we have Draculaura all unboxed and ready to go. So excited with her, but as per usual, I'm going to have to go through all of the things she comes with, and she comes with a lot before we actually get to the doll. So, first thing, her little eye coffin here is very appropriately coffin-shaped with a little bat on the top and, like, the fangs. A lot of, like, detail in the molding there. Like with Cleo's, hers is kind of personalized to her, so the skullet, pixelated as it is, does have the kind of bat wings. And then there's like a little bat here, a little like heart, or maybe it's lips with fangs. It is kind of hard to tell because it's so small and it is kind of pixelated, but I do love that Mattel put in the effort there. And it just looks so cute. Precious. Love that. And then, of course, we've got Draculaura's SPF 500. I mean, she's a vampire. She can't go anywhere without this. You gotta protect yourself. Then, okay, I want to get her food out of the way first because I think her drink is way cuter. So there is like a little removable pretzel creature that she has as her food accessory. It's cute. I don't get like the pretzel part, I guess. I don't know. I think that's like slightly less thematic. I'm not complaining. I'm just more confused, but it is really cute, and like the face and everything is printed well, and I do like that it is two separate pieces there. It does fall out. So, like, you kind of have to be careful. But it's a nice little inclusion for kids who are playing with this. Then her drink. I love this. I think it's so cute. So it is cherry juice. That's, like, her other monster must-have is her cherry juice. Love the molding on it. Love the little cherry decals here. And just like with Cleo's, the top does come off. Which is just an extra bit of effort that I don't feel like Mattel had to put in. So I really do appreciate that they did put that in. Because it's like, they could have gotten away with not doing that, you know? Like, they could have just given us a plain piece of plastic. So I love that. Draculaura also has sunglasses. Little bat wings with heart-shaped lenses. Very Draculaura appropriate. Very cute. I just love that. So cute. Then her backpack. Adorable. Quilted heart with the bat wings. I feel like this is definitely, like, an actual backpack that you can buy. Like, this feels like a real backpack that's been designed, which I think is cool. It does have an opening because it's kind of softer plastic, but you do kind of have to work for it, and I don't know how easy it would be to get anything out. Okay, here. I'm not gonna be upset if this gets stuck in her backpack forever, so like, let's see if I can get it in and out. Okay, it's definitely in, which is cool as far as getting it out. Okay, yeah, so I don't know if you caught that, but it did fall back out. So technically functional. Maybe a little scary, you know. I wouldn't put anything in there if you're gonna be upset if it gets stuck, because like it might, but it also might not. Pretty cool there. And then we have Count Fabulous. So I think he's very cute. Ooh, don't fall. However, I will say that I could definitely see people being upset with this redesign of Count Fabulous because, quite frankly, I think he looks like a cat-bat hybrid. Something about the shape of his face isn't completely giving me, like, pure bat. I also think that he looks more content to be all cutified, whereas I think the original Count Fabulous looked like so grumpy to be put in a sweater by Draculaura. So I personally like it, especially like the little heart eyebrows. That's hilarious and adorable. But I can see where people would be upset with that. So, you know, you'll have to let me know your opinions on him down below in the comments. But that means that we get to actually get to Draculaura here. Just like with Cleo, the stand is not hers. That's just an extra stand that I have off of Amazon. She does not come with a stand, so be aware of that. But let's get Miss Squirrel turned around here and look at her beautiful face. Oh my god. She's so beautiful. I think that Draculaura has always kind of had more of a cutesy vibe, so she, even in the original reboot with Gen 2, kind of looked better than a lot of other monsters did because she already was kind of cute. But I think this new face mold is so beautiful for Draculaura. It is obviously very different than G1, but I get it. Like, if you told me that Draculaura always looked like this, I would believe you, because it feels so appropriate and just so cute. I am obsessed with the fact that she has her pointy little ears. All of the ears are more prominent in G3, but Draculaura's are pointed since she's a vampire, and it's just so, so cute. I'm gonna have to style her hair to, like, show them off more because I am obsessed. She also has earrings that are, like, mismatched to the way that her hair is split dyed. I talked about this in my overview G3 video. I don't understand why people are complaining that her hair is split dyed. The hair is going to change. She's going to have different styles and lengths and colors. Like, that's always been the case with Monster High. The hair always changes. And I think it's cute. First of all, it is, to me, very, like, relevant today. Might have been more relevant a couple years ago, but split dye is, like, a popular thing. And so it makes sense that in a 2022 reboot, they would do something that's, like, more popular today. And I think it looks good for her. I think it's cute. It's a little bit edgy. It feels very Draculaura appropriate, so I am 0% complaining. I might have a bias because I used to have split-dyed hair, but I do think it's absolutely precious. The face is printed well also. I should have mentioned that. I'm just too excited. I can't even, like, deal with life. She does still have her little heart, so that's super cute. And the fangs. Look at the fangs. Okay, her headband. Precious. It's not, like, the most detailed molding, but I do think that that's more of a stylistic choice than, like, a quality issue. It feels very appropriate for Draculaura. That's all I have to say. I feel like I'm going to repeat that a lot. Is like, I just think she's very well designed. Her hair, as far as the rooting goes, definitely thinner than Cleo's. You can see here her scalp, very, very visible. Cleo's, if you saw that review, I literally had to fight to get to her scalp. Draculaura, even just feeling her like this, I could feel that she had a lot less hair than Cleo. That could just be mine, or it could be a Draculaura specific problem, so kind of be aware of that. It's not like you can see her scalp from the back, but if you part her hair, it's very easy to see it. So I think that might make restyling a little bit harder. Not great. Do I still think the doll is extremely cute? Yeah, like, that alone would not stop me from buying her or, like, complaining too much, but I definitely think you should be aware of that before you decide to make a purchase. Then down to her outfit. She's got so much going on, and I love it. The little, like, tie at the top of her shirt here is shaped like a bat, almost like a pleathery material, which is super cute. I love that it is bat-like instead of just being like a regular bow. I just think it really adds that little kick that makes it more Draculaura. I'm trying to see if she has... Okay, she does not have another shirt on underneath here. I wanted to make sure so I didn't miss anything. She does have a little necklace here. Almost looks like a locket. It does have... You definitely can't see because it's not focusing very well and it's very faint. But it is like one of those portrait necklaces with like the profile view of a person. So that's cute. Definitely kind of harkens back to Victorian era and Draculaura's, like, younger days. So I think that that's a really cute addition. She has kind of like a corset-esque top. Definitely not a proper corset, but a corset-esque top that does have little baby straps. So it's kind of a tank top. I love the, like, sewn-in boning to that. I like that that's not printed on. Good detail. And it does have little, like, hearts printed on it, which is cute. Obviously, she's got this lovely sheer, like, ruffly number with ruffles up at the shoulders and like the poofy sleeves. I'm obsessed. Anything sheer, already very cute. Anything poofy sleeves, already very cute. And it is obviously long as well with the ruffles in the front. And then her shorts with the like heart fang print. Precious. I do wish that we had gotten more sewn detail of like maybe belt loops or something with the shorts, but it could be worse. It is very cute. We do have the sewn cuff, which I think is precious. And I just love the way that it looks like all together. I think it's a very, very beautifully designed outfit. The shirt here is separate from, or like I should say like the tank top here is separate from the shirt underneath it. And then the shorts are obviously separate. So it's all different pieces. The socks, come on. These are perfect socks. These are so cute with the ruffles at the top. And the sheer, oh my god, I love it so much. And the shoes. I think especially in today's era, Draculaura's like original shoes maybe don't hold up quite as well. These are so, so cute for her. I love them so much. I don't know, it is weird to say, because obviously I did love the original Draculaura release, but to me, I think that this design almost feels more Draculaura, and I feel like some of y'all are not going to like that I say that, but I just get it. Like, I get this design. Even aside from the colors, I feel like if you showed me this outfit, minus even the prints, like black and white, no special like vampire printed shorts, not on a doll, no colors, I feel like I could pinpoint that as being Draculaura, because I just think that the style is so very, very clear, which is super. The other thing, I'm just popping her off and on the stand. She has a ring. I did not know that. It is very big. Like, it's low-key giving me ring pop vibes, but I kind of love it. Super cute. Rubber banded on because I'm not going to take the rubber band off. We are not going to lose that. Like, in the first edition of Monster High, I know Nephra's ring comes off a lot, so if you have Nephra and have her ring, it's like a better combo, right, to have both, and like it makes her more valuable to have both. So we're gonna protect the ring at all costs. But that is Draculaura. I am, just like Cleo, gonna pop her off her stand again and kind of take off the majority of her clothes here so you can see her body type. So let's do that really quick. Okay, that did not go fully as planned. Let's talk about the negatives before we talk about the positives. So this is what her hand is supposed to look like when it comes out, where it comes out like this with the whole peg. I pulled the same way I pull every hand ever when I am undressing and redressing dolls, and instead her hand on this side definitely broke. So like, that's supposed to go on there, and it definitely just completely broke off. I can get it back on. I'm just going to have to do a little repair there. So that was terrifying and awful and scary. Be very careful removing the hands. That's always been a fear of mine, but I have never actually had that happen before. So that was frightening and not really what I wanted. But, you know, here we are. That's what's going on. On to the positives. Draculaura is shorter than all the other dolls and also more curvy than all the other dolls. And I think she's precious. She has all the same articulation points as Cleo did. But obviously a very different body type. And this is what I meant when I was ranting about her not actually being fat. Like, look at her from the side profile. Her stomach is literally flat. So, like, anyone who's fat shaming this doll, if you saw this body type on a person, you would think that that person was hot. I'm just going to be open and, like, say it like that. I know 100% that the people who are like, oh my god, Draculaura is so fat and gross, would find this body type attractive on a real person, because this is like slim thick, you know, like this is just a big butt and a big thigh, and people like that. And yet people are like fat shaming Draculaura for that. Not that it would matter. I already said this all. Not that it would matter if she was fat, but very clearly not a fat doll. That being said, I do love that she is thicker and represents that body type a little bit better. I think she looks so cute and so precious. So aside from her hand popping off, that was a very fun experience. Unlike with Cleo, I'm not going to redress her for the outro as much as I would want to, because I only want to have to do that once and I'm going to have to wash her hair. So she's just going to get like a gentle censoring from my hand here, so I feel less odd about just having her nude at the exit screen. Just kidding, not actually done. I did forget to talk about her little like capelet jacket here. It does actually tie up. A lot of people seem to really hate this. I think it's very cute and very like thematic. I don't think it looks good with the outfit that Draculaura comes with in this edition of the doll, but I don't think it's a bad design. I think it's just like with all the other stuff, it's a little bit too much happening at her neck. So yeah, I think this will be cute on a different Draculaura. Now it's actually over. But yes, that is the video for today. My favorite things, overall the design. I think the design is pretty flawless, like clothes-wise. I think her aesthetic is very clear and very, very cute. So we love that. Here, I'll just hold up. We'll do this instead. That's like a little cuter. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite part. Least favorite part, obviously the broken hand. Other than that, least favorite part is the rooting. I think that the Draculaura doll here has far more quality issues on the base doll than Cleo did, because like the hand and the hair both kind of go together as far as being a quality thing on the base doll. So definitely be careful of that. But I would love to hear your thoughts about her. Please let me know in the comments if you have her, if yours is like also thinly rooted, or yeah, just any other things that you would like to say. I would love to talk about her with you guys. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I make videos every Monday and every Thursday, so if you're not subscribed, you definitely should subscribe for more doll content. And I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys!